Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA, here to review Enforcement, the directorial debut of Frederik Hviid and Anders Ølholm, which premiered at the 2020 Venice Film Festival in Critics Week and is premiering on March 19th, 2021, courtesy of Magnet Releasing. Basically, Enforcement is a film about excessive force. Its original title is Shorta, which is Arabic for police, and we open the film learning that a 19-year-old young man from a particular urban neighborhood, which is characterized as a ghetto in the film's press notes, is in a coma due to excessive force. The police station is in a tizzy because the city is up in arms about what the police have done. So as everyone's showing up to work, all these cops are told not to go in this certain neighborhood, Svalgarden, where Talib Ben Hassan is from, so as not to kind of make matters worse. One of the cops, Jens, played by Simon Sears, happened to be on the scene where Talib had been manhandled by his colleagues, but he also hasn't given his deposition yet, which says to everyone else that he's, probably going to tell the truth and kind of deciding just how he's going to do it. His supervisor pulls him aside and tells him that day he is going to ride along with Mike Anderson, played by Jacob Lohmann, who's kind of an old school, aggressive, racist cop that he wants Jens to keep in line because it's a tenuous situation out there right now, and he's afraid somebody like Mike will go make matters worse. So as they are going about their day, they begin to profile a car that they learn has a relative or associate of a known criminal mastermind. They see that a young minor is in the car. They follow it right into the neighborhood they're not supposed to go. There's a confrontation. Mike and Jens kind of get into it because Mike, of course, starts making off-color comments about gypsies, and then because of that upset, he pulls over the first young brown kid he sees, which is Amos, played by Tarek Zayat, and there's a very intense sequence where he humiliates him, emasculates him in public for absolutely no reason other than the fact that he can. And Jens, like he did assumedly in the Talib situation, stands and watches and just watches, doesn't stop Mike. The treatment does alert the attention of other people milling about in the streets, and a milkshake is thrown at their car, which causes a chase. They end up detaining Amos, arresting him, and then they learn on the radio that Talib has died in the coma, and almost immediately they are assailed by rocks from all places, get in a car accident, and then are forced to wander about in the neighborhood. They are told by dispatch that everywhere around the city similar things are happening, so there's no one to come get them, and they're told they have to go to a safety point. So they're lugging poor Amos along as they try to get through the city and ostensibly make it through the night, at the same time as learning something or other about their microaggressions and their misconceptions about the community that they serve. The directors commented that they meant this film not to defend nor criticize. However, it is overtly sympathetic towards two problematic cops that really aren't shown to learn anything at all. While its characters of color are all kind of cardboard caricatures that are there just to simply serve the narrative of these two white police officers. The film has been compared, and the filmmakers said they were influenced by the 70s and 80s work of William Friedkin and Walter Hill and Sidney Lumet and John Carpenter. And those references are all about genre films where in the subtext they were very uniquely dealing with all kinds of cultural, timely topics. This removes, really, despite having a lot of well-choreographed action sequences, removes the genre element, and it becomes all text, very heavy-handed. And there is a way to do these things. I mean, Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing and Matthew Kassavitz's La Haine, which the filmmakers also reference as inspirations, are successful examples of that. But I don't believe that enforcement is. Instead, it feels like one of many recent films that is attempting to be progressive, but also being problematic in how it is still prizing the hierarchical perspectives of cops, and usually white cops. To me, this reminded me a lot of Lajli's Les Miserables, which also cut considerable corners of convenience in getting all these characters together at the same time for heightened melodrama that isn't exactly pleasing. Overall, I would give Enforcement, which is all about police who really need to police one another, 1.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Tarek from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.